When does attention take place? Obviously not through effort, right? When you make an effort to be attentive, it is an indication that you are inattentive and trying to make that inattention become attention. You understand? I'm tired of this explanation. Personally, I've never learned about any of all this nonsense. Personally, nobody explained all this to me. Thank God. Personally, I've never read about all this. It wouldn't be authentic, it has no meaning. But to have quick insight, you understand? To see instantly the falseness of all religious organizations, all of them. And therefore, you're out of it. To see instantly that the observer is the observed. And therefore, no effort is, it's so. It's only effort exists when there's division. You follow? So, does it indicate our brains have become so dull? Because we have been trained, you follow? So that it has lost its pristine quickness. Its capacity to see directly and then without all the explanations and words. But unfortunately, one has to go into this because our minds, our brains cannot grasp instantly, for example, that truth has no path. You understand? To see the immensity of that statement, the beauty of that statement, and put aside all paths. The Asiatic, the Western, the North, South, East, West. So that your brain becomes extraordinarily active. One of the difficulties is that we are becoming mechanical. The computer is learning more quickly than we are learning. The computer can go so far ahead of us. And so, if our brains are not extraordinarily alive and active, our brains will gradually wither away. Because now we exist because we have to think, we have to be active, partially. But when that computer can take all the work, all the thought, most of the thought, and operate at a rapidity which the brain cannot, then the brain is going to wither. You understand? Please realize all this. This is happening. It's not an exaggerated statement of the speaker. It is happening now. We are unaware of it. So, we are inquiring into what is attention. In concentration, there is always a center from which you are acting. Right? You can see it. Right? This is clear. When I concentrate, I am concentrating for some benefit, for some deep-rooted motive, for something to gain and so on, which is from a center I am observing. Whereas in attention, there is no center at all. When you look at something immense like the mountains, their extraordinary majesty, the beauty of the valley, the line against the blue sky, the beauty of it, for a moment drives out the center. Haven't you noticed this? And you are, for a second, stunned by the greatness of it. Beauty is that perception when the center is not. You understand? You understand? Like a child given a toy, he's so absorbed by the toy, he's no longer being mischievous, he's completely with the toy. But he breaks the toy and he's back to himself. Right? So most of us are absorbed by various toys. And when the toys go, we are back to ourselves. Now, in the understanding of ourselves without the toy, right? That understanding without any direction, without any motive, that very understanding is the freedom from specialization which makes the whole of the brain active. Now, the whole of the brain, when it's active, is total attention.